White House Trade Advisor PM Navarro has claimed that India does not need Russian oil, pointing out that before the Ukraine invasion in February 2022, New Delhi imported less than 1% of its oil from Moscow, whereas now it imports around 35 to 40%. Now, Trump announced 25% tariffs on Indian goods in July, even as there were hopes of an interim India-US trade deal that would have otherwise helped avoid the elevated tariffs. A few days later, he imposed another 25%, citing India's continued imports of Russian oil. Now it is to take effect on 27th of August, bringing the total tariff on Indian products to a 50%. Now, talking about the tariffs, Navarro argued that India has what he called higher Maharaja tariffs, arguing that they contributed to massive US trade deficit that hurt American workers and businesses. He further claimed that India uses the money they get by selling things to Americans to buy Russian oil.
What is the net impact on the Americans because of our trade with India? Well, let's think about it. They have higher tariffs. There are Maharaja tariffs, higher non-tariff barriers. We run a massive trade deficit with them, so that hurts American workers, hurts American businesses. Then they use the money that they get from us when they sell us stuff to buy Russian oil, which then is processed by refiners, and they make a bunch of money there. But then the Russians use the money.
He, however, mixes criticism with praise for India's leadership, adding that the road to peace in Ukraine's run through New Delhi. Navarro's comments came as External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar responded to the criticism of India by American officials for its energy ties with Russia and said that the US itself had asked India to help stabilize global energy markets by buying Russian oil. Jaishankar called out the US logic to impose tariffs on India, despite China being the biggest purchaser of Russian oil and the EU being the biggest purchaser of LNG.
We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian oil, that is China. We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian LNG. I'm not sure, but I think that is the European Union. We are a country where actually the Americans said for the last few years that we should do everything to stabilize the world energy markets, including buying oil from Russia.